Hi guys. I will just show you this project guitar that I've been laying around for a little while, and it's actually my brother's guitar, and it's a guitar that he picked up for about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even more than that, and it was kind of a cheap guitar, a beginner guitar, when he bought it, and I believe he played on it for like half a year or something like that, and then just left it, simply because it was so bad and it didn't play in tune, and there was a lot of things wrong with this guitar. And of course, the cause of a cheap guitar is a lot of compromises, both in electronics and the parts and the wood and the neck and the tuners and so on itself. But since I've started doing all this guitar work and putting some of my own guitars back to life, I thought, hey, maybe I could give this a shot and try and see what would actually happen. So I started out doing a fret level on this actually a while back, and then just left it because I had to do some other stuff. From there I just recently polished up the frets on the fretboard here, and the frets are actually in good condition. So just polished them up, and I cleaned up the fretboard. Before the fretboard was just filled with dirt and grime, and of course from being played. So I took a razor blade and just gently scraped off the fretboard, and I gave it some oil after that, and it's just looking really great now. Nice dark brown color, yeah. So and from there I polished up the frets. I recrowned them, of course, too, and then I went and reinstalled the hardware, the bridge and the tailpiece, and I put on a new set of strings. And from there I just made the basic adjustments when setting up guitar. So I set the neck relief, adjusted the truss rod, I adjusted the pickup height and the string height and the tailpiece height, and just generally made sure that the guitar was playing as good as it possibly could, and without buzzing and anything. So from there, when I adjusted the truss rod and the action, I took a look at the nut up here, and with the relief set and the string action set, I actually discovered that the nut was actually, or the slots in the nut were actually a little high. So I decided to file them down a little, and just to see what it would do, and it generally just overall helped the guitar and the way it played. Of course, down here at the bridge, I made sure to set the string height first, and I set the intonation too, so I had it roughly in tune, and then could come back later. And set the intonation spot on. And as I filed the notchless down, or even before I filed the notchless down, basically the G and the G string, when playing open chords like a G chord, an A chord, and a D chord, that would basically sound totally out of tune, and it would sound really bad. And I thought, I've got to fix this, because that was also one of the issues when my brother was playing it all those years back. And that's probably the reason why he just stopped playing it, because it was so bad. So I set the intonation and adjusted the string height and the neck relief, as I said, and I just eyed out kind of the string height. And the way I do this, I basically just tap down on the third fret here, hold it down as close to the fret, and then I just basically take my other finger and just see how much clearance I have. And I basically just want a little bit of clearance for the string to vibrate on. And usually I go by numbers, but this time I just did it by feel, because you'll develop that kind of feel when you do a lot of guitars. So, and this time it turned out great. Normally, if you want numbers, I would go for the E and the A string, I would go 0.012, and for the D and the G, I would go 0.010 inches, and for the B and the E string, I would go 0.006 inches. But again, it's all a matter of personal preference and what you like. And of course, if you were to install a new nut, a Tusk nut for example, then the slots from the factory wouldn't be the right, because you would have to take some of the bottom of the nut off to make it fit. So something like 0.020 inches would do fine on all the strings. Then you just have to listen to, for example, if the D and the G string were playing sharp when you played open chords. And that's kind of a basic indicator of that there could be something wrong with the nut slots. They could be a little high. So I adjusted those, and the open chords just sound as they should right now. There's no sound of going out of tune or playing sharp or something like that. It basically took out the problem that was causing the guitar to basically just sit in its corner and not being played. So I'm kind of happy with that, and I hope that my brother will take this guitar and maybe use it a little just for fun on the side when he has a bit of free time on his hands. So overall, I'm just really happy with this. I wasn't really expecting much, because you never know with cheap guitars and the parts and how good you're able to get them. So I'm basically just prepared to leave this as it is and just put on the trussrod cover, and of course play it a little to just get the strings to settle in. So yeah, I just thought I would give you a little update here, and yeah, basically I wanted to show you the whole nut process up here, because that would have been some good information. But I have a lot of other guitar videos coming up soon, so I'll probably have to adjust the nut and the slot depth in those two, so don't worry about that. And as opposed to the Greco videos that I've been putting up lately, I'll be putting up a couple of more videos on the Greco very soon. So just stay tuned for that, and there's a lot of more good stuff happening soon. So remember to check in and subscribe, and if you like this and what I'm doing here, then just subscribe and give me a like. And if you have any questions, just feel free to post a comment in the comment section. So that'll be it for now, and we'll talk soon. Bye now.